Good morning. Welcome to Vlogmas day 16. It's probably 6 a.m. right now. I woke up at around like 5:20, 5:30 when Beebs left. He always comes in and gives me a kiss and a hug, so I woke up and he left, and then I've been up ever since then. I was just laying in bed, relaxing, because it's pretty chilly. So yeah, I was just laying under my minky. But quick update on my sister's surgery. Like I told you guys yesterday, I texted her when I woke up and told her to update me when she can, and she finally texted me at like 3:26, I think exactly. Um and she said I'm done, and I said OMG, how'd it go? And then she responded later with OMG, sorry I was sleeping. So I called her and asked her how she was feeling. She said she was in a lot of pain, um, especially her abs, because that's where they did a majority of the liposuction. She can't lay on her sides or her butt, so she has to lay on her stomach, which is unfortunate. But she is in a faja, which is like compression wear. So it's like a tank top. It obviously goes over your chest and your abs. Some fajas, I think hers goes like below the chest area, like right below your boob. And it obviously has a hole in the front and the back to go to the bathroom. And then your butt is just kind of like free, so there's not much pressure on your butt. But anyways, I called her and asked her if she wanted me to bring her over a little snack. And she was like, you totally don't have to. And I said, no, I will. Like, if you want a snack, I'll bring it over. So she said Sprite and chips. So we took her over that. We actually ended up giving her ginger ale. We took her a normal one and then a limited edition cranberry. So she had two drinks, and then we gave her some Ruffles cheddar sour cream chips. Hung out with her for about 15-20 minutes, and then because she just took a perk, so she was getting pretty sleepy. And right before we left, she felt like she was going to throw up. So I said, let me know how you like the ginger ale, and we're going to head out. And she was like, okay, love you. Thank you for the snacks. And we left. I also mentioned that I would get her some like bed pads. I got them when I had Whitley, because of all the blood and whatever. So they just like adhere to your sheets, like around the edge, so they don't move. Right now she's using a towel, and I told her, like, I don't want you to ruin your bath towel with blood and fluid and all that. So do you want some bed pads? And she was like, yes. So I found that they sell them pretty cheap wherever they sell like adult briefs and pads and stuff. So like Walgreens, CVS, like all of that, even Walmart. So, and you get like 20 of them maybe. So I'm going to go pick her up some of those maybe today later on and take them over to her. Obviously, I'll text her before and see how she's feeling. Maybe I'll just drop them off with Nate if he's home, because I know she is going to want a lot of rest in the next couple weeks. As you can see, I'm drinking a Canada Dry ginger ale blackberry. It is so good. Yesterday I hung that wooden plaque. It was actually my Grandpa Whitney's. It has like a horse and carriage on it, and then it says, in heaven ain't no beer, gotta drink it here, which is totally something my Grandpa Whitney would love. And then I hung this beautiful picture of my mom and dad. I remember the day this was taken so vividly. We were all freezing. As you can see, there was snow everywhere. My mom's literally sitting in it. So yeah, that's a cute picture. And then I hung my Funko Pops that Beebs got me. I think they look so cute. So those are on the wall now as well. Another thing, I found my other bow. I have a white one somewhere, but I don't know where it went. So my pink one and my blue one are up here, and then obviously my Jack Skellington bow. Do you guys like my Winnie the Pooh? Well, that one isn't mine. Beebs actually had it. He has Pooh and Tigger, but I claimed him as mine. And then Beebs got me this little guy. I believe he's supposed to be like a phone holder, but he's weighted. I like to throw him at things. And then I have the little bat that Beebs got me at the Hogle Zoo. Obviously the big Hello Kitty that he got me. And then my Murphy bear, which I got in the hospital. He actually has an EKG sticker on him, if you can see that. So cute. Also, I've been using the JLab earbuds that Beebs also got me because he spoils me. I've been using them every single night. I love these. I actually run them dead like every night because I like to listen to white noise all through the night. So by the morning they are dead. I end up plugging them in, which they come with a little charger cable in them, which that's kind of concerning because like what if I break the charging cable? I will have no way to charge them. There's not like a plug on them, so I would have to get new ones for the third time now, so definitely don't want to do that. But yeah, basically last night Beeps got home from work at like 4:35ish, and we decided to take the dogs to the dog wash at Tractor Supply. It's actually like a pet wash, so people bring all sorts of pets to wash them, and they have like these little off the ground tanks with like hanging leashes so they can't get out, and obviously the door slides shut. They provide shampoo, towels, and there's also a dryer in the pet wash, which is super nice. Bathing them here is so gross, and it's a fight every single time to keep them in the bathtub. They get the bathtub all dirty, the bath mat gets wet, and then we have to wash it. We have to wash the towels that we dry them off with. And then they get out and they obviously shake and water goes everywhere. And they do that throughout the whole apartment. So then we end up Swiffering because the whole place smells like wet dog. So the pet wash was really nice. It was $9.99 per dog, so we ended up spending like $20 and some odd cents, but we think it was worth it because everything was provided. They also provided free treats for the dogs afterwards. So I definitely leave Tractor Supply's pet wash a 10 out of 10 rating. If you live near a Tractor Supply and they have a pet wash, I highly recommend it. Which is really funny because like less than 2 weeks ago, we went to PetSmart and bought more dog shampoo. It's like oatmeal and vanilla something, vanilla and almond maybe. About that, and Beebs actually mentioned taking it back because I think we're gonna use the pet wash from now on. I added this power bar that my grandma gave me that's probably from like the 1970s, so that's concerning. I'm just kidding, but yeah, I love that little, what's it called, power box, but both of the USBs are going bad, and most of my boxes like that one are too big to fit the outlet in the outlet without like blocking the other one. So I decided I'd rather have multiple outlets that I can fit stuff on and then 2 USBs. I would get like one that has a USB-C and USBs built in, but those are fucking expensive and I'm good. Love that for me. Sometimes I film a clip and then after it I'm like, damn, I'm funny. Like, I really love that. Yesterday I picked up the bedroom. Obviously there's some stuff on the floor. That's just what I wore last night, and obviously a blanket, but I'm not worried about that. So yeah, but I picked up everywhere, and even my side of the bed is clean. I need to get rid of those dishes, but also last night Beebs and I made peanut butter cookies. We used our KitchenAid mixer, and he put chocolate chips in his because he loves chocolate chips, and then mine are just plain. We did like half and half. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but we did the dishes and wiped down the counters. I also did some work in the bathroom and Swiffered, which you guys probably saw yesterday, maybe not. Did the reptile chores. I missed it and turned the lights on. I need to make Grogu some new food at some point today. By the way, Grogu is the weirdest feeling gecko, but I love him so much. And if you didn't know, giant day geckos aren't very social. They don't really like to be handled. So most of the time I just let him be. I obviously go in there and like talk to him like a crazy person and mist him and spend time with him, but I don't hold him because it actually stresses them out. But as you guys can tell, it's barely starting to get light outside, so I'm up very early for me. I feel bad for Beebs because he gets up at like 4:30 in the morning, and then when he calls me on his way home, he's like, I did not want to get up this morning, and I'm like, dear, I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning either. Also, I don't know if I mentioned yesterday, probably not. I did a Michael Jackson routine when I used to do clogging, and we all wore these like Michael Jackson-esque jackets. And I do plan on wearing that to the biopic in April. And maybe getting like the black dress shoes that he always wore and like the white socks that you could see because that's a classic. And then just some regular pants, like black pants, to wear with it. So I look like the king himself, obviously. Also, yesterday I ended up washing the bath mat. I think one of the dogs peed on it and it was starting to make the bathroom smell really gross. And I just couldn't stand it anymore. Like, no matter how much Febreze I sprayed, it still smelled like ass. So I just threw it in the washer with some laundry sanitizer. It smells a lot better, nice and clean. So nice to get out of the shower onto a clean bath mat. Because what's the point of stepping on a dirty bath mat after a shower? There literally is no point. But yeah, back in bed, enjoying all my photos and my cozy lights and my Minky that I have literally an emotional attachment to. But here's my POV when I wake up every morning. I love our room. I think it's so cozy. Also, like I've mentioned, I promised my cardiologist that I would quit vaping by my next appointment on March 2nd at 9:45. So I plan on doing that. I've actually been trying to go without my vape for longer and longer every day. Yesterday I had an absolute meltdown. We went to In-N-Out for dinner and I realized my vape was dead when we finished at In-N-Out, and I literally had a breakdown the whole way home because I was craving it so bad. It's literally so hard to quit. So to anyone that's trying to quit, like, it's a struggle, and this is probably my 7th time trying to quit. So I also wanted to mention I asked my dad and Nicole what they together would want for Christmas, and they sent me like 2 comforter set options that they would want and a vacuum that they want. It's like a shampooer and a vacuum in one. And he basically said, like, I don't know your budget, but these are some ideas. And we ended up going with one of the comforter sets. It obviously comes with like decorative pillowcases, normal pillowcases, I believe a fitted sheet and a regular sheet, and obviously the bedspread. So I hope they like it. I'm sure they will because that's literally exactly what they wanted, like the color and everything. So Beebs checked if it was in the store, and it was, so we went and picked that up, and then we're just gonna put it in like a holiday gift bag with some like glittery tissue paper because I don't want to just carry it in and have them see it. So yeah, I want them to have the joy of opening something from us. So yeah, we're gonna do that. And then I also thought about getting them a handle of their favorite alcohol. I know they like Jack Daniels. Nicole likes margaritas, so I'd have to ask her what alcohol or what liquor she uses for that. They don't like drink all the time. I lived with them for 3 months, if you didn't know. And like I said, they don't drink all the time. My dad will have a beer every once in a while, and sometimes they like to have mixed drinks with dinner. So I'm gonna ask them what their favorite alcohol is and maybe get them a bottle for Christmas as well. And they also love like the mini Reese's Pieces, not the pieces, but the Reese's cups. And then Nicole likes the big cups, like the thicker ones. So I might get her some of those, and then my dad the minis. I still have to figure out something to get for Nate and my sister. I don't know what I'm gonna get them yet. This isn't like calling out my sister, but it kind of is. I've asked her literally 7 times to send me what they want for Christmas, and she hasn't done it yet. So I'm probably just gonna think of something. One year I got Nate like a thermos, like a tall 40-ounce thermos for Christmas, and I swear to God, he used that for like 3 years in a row, which I'm so glad he liked it because I had no idea what to get him. But they've been decorating the house a lot. They redid their bathroom and their bedroom, and they started painting the rest of the house. They got new lighting and cupboards for their living room. So I might like get some decorations that are similar to the colors they went with. Their bedroom is like orange and green, which is so cute. I actually came up with the orange, so creds to me. And then they also did the bathroom super cute. It's kind of the same colors with like navy included in that. Like she got like cute little plant pots for the back of the toilet. And yeah, it's super cute. So I might get them like house decor and maybe some candles because I know they love candles or incense. So I might get them something like that. So I just wanted to mention, this is kind of funny. One of both Beebs and I's love languages is writing letters. You guys saw the poster board I made him with the pictures and all the notes he's written me. He went through a whole sticky notepad to write those, which is so cute. He would even leave me like one by my pills, and then if he knew I was leaving that day, he would leave one in my car, like on the dash. He actually one time did that, and then he also left me $20 in the glove box because he's literally goals. Like Beebs is the perfect example of if he wanted to, he would. He does everything to make sure that I feel loved and special and taken care of, and I know I can trust this man. Like, if he's gone, I know that he's not doing what he's not supposed to do, and he's not getting into trouble, and I know he's not like hooking up with other women like my ex did. I don't know if he did, but that's just what I gathered from how he acted. But anyway, like I was saying, we like to write notes back and forth to each other, and yesterday I wrote him a few paragraphs and left it on the counter for when he got home from work, and he loved it. He actually keeps all of them like in the bottom of the mirror, and there's even one right there and one right there. So he obviously keeps all of them because he's so cute. So yeah, that's just a fun fact about our love, and I love every minute of it. But yeah, I also got him, when I made the poster board, we went to Hobby Lobby to get the supplies and obviously the poster board. And we saw, as we were walking in, my sister was with me, and as we were walking in, we saw this little like wooden plaque that says, "You are my best friend." So I also gave him that as well and left that like behind the note on the counter. Also, I probably won't get my nails filled until like into January because I love these. These are probably one of my favorite sets she's ever done. So I plan on keeping these for Christmas. I don't know if I'm gonna do New Year's Eve nails, probably not. Um, I'll get some cute ones for January. Beebs' birthday is actually January 19th. So I also have to think of something special to put together for him for his birthday. Because on my birthday this year, he brought me flowers to my dad's house, which was so cute. and he also took me out to lunch for my birthday. This is like at a time when we weren't really together. We were kind of on a break, I want to say, because at that point I was fresh out of a toxic relationship, and I basically told him, like, I'm not ready for a relationship at this point. And he is so sweet, and he was like, I'll wait for you, like, I want to be with you. So obviously we ended up together, and I don't regret a minute of it. So yeah, I want to spoil him and make him feel loved and special on his birthday as well. So I also wanted to tell you guys I had an idea of something I could do. So I have one of my mom's like silk button up dress shirts that she used to wear to church, but it's so old and worn out that it only has like one button right in the middle. So I actually want to take it and get it made into a pillow or like a teddy bear and put her name on it. Beebs actually has a teddy bear that they made out of some of his mom's clothing, so I want to do the same thing. So I actually have my mom's old jewelry box. She had one that was like a music box that my grandpa made, but I think my grandma took it when she passed away. But it's a beautiful jewelry box. I have to clean the mirror because it's got shit all over it. Not literal shit, but I have all my jewelry and knickknacks and even like some necklaces that I've made. I ordered a bunch of like necklace attachments from Amazon. So one stone, another stone, and like a little tiny bottle. This leaf was actually my mom's, an old dog tag. So yeah, I don't know if I already showed you guys that. If I did, I'm sorry, but short-term memory loss, love that for me. By the way, the memory loss is most likely from my heart attack. They told me that my memory might be affected, and brain damage was also a possibility, but I don't know about that because obviously how can I tell unless I got like a scan to see. But I didn't believe them when they said my memory would be affected, but it definitely happened. So now I'm like, thanks for that. But I obviously see why, because I went without oxygen for quite a while. If you guys didn't know, when I had my heart attack, I went into cardiac arrest 3 times. So I was obviously without oxygen all 3 times. Looks like I have a busted lip. I do. Ow. I need to put my pills back in the drawer they belong in. I'm already down to 4 days left, and I feel like I just refilled these, so that'll be happening again soon. But by the way, this one's labeled first because my birth control has to be in order, so I labeled it so I know to always take this one first. But those just go in this drawer. I also mentioned yesterday that I had to put the pills that I picked up from the pharmacy with the rest of them. I still haven't put the old in with the new, so I have to do that today. But I added them to my bag of pills, heart failure tings. I don't say that to be like an asshole or make fun of the situation. I just cope with it all with dark humor. This is the little plaque I was talking about earlier. I think it's so cute. I'm gonna experience the nipply weather for a second to show you guys the Christmas lights on the balcony. Beebs hung these for me. There's actually 2 like different strands with different colors, but we needed them to go all the way across. Our balcony is actually the only one that stretches past the second bedroom window, so it's like a lot thinner, which I don't know why that is. So we only stretch them to the widest part of the balcony. It is literally so cold, I have goosebumps. Beebs gets goosebumps so easily when I tickle him. It's so funny, and he'll like twitch, and I laugh every time, and I call it chicken skin. But good morning from Ruby and Indy. They both usually have their bones in their kennel just so they have something to do. But I'm probably going to wait, like I said, until the inspection happens to let them out. So they will be in their kennels until then. And then I'll obviously take them potty and everything, but yeah, for now they are staying in their kennels. So I actually got this bamboo in the hospital, and it's actually dying, which I'm so upset about. But I've been trying to water it as much as I can. They actually grow mushrooms, which did happen if you water them too much. So I water them like every few days. But yeah, pretty bamboo. And this guy, we usually just keep right here so he can get some sunlight during the day. I want to get some potho plants like my sister has for the reptiles, because I think they're so pretty. But from my sister's experience, I know they are very hard to keep alive, so I don't want to kill a plant on accident. So yeah, we also want to get a poinsettia plant for Christmas, but we know it's actually toxic to dogs, so we're gonna have to keep it on the counter. We're not worried about Ruby like fucking with it, but Indy will fuck with literally anything. And if she does that, she will be poisoned, so we don't want that. But lately, we've been taking the dogs to the dog park a lot. They love it. We throw the ball for Ruby because she's so loyal to that ball. She literally flips her shit, like has an absolute shit fit over it every time we throw the ball. So yeah, last time we went, we actually didn't take the ball because we wanted her to learn how to be social. Ruby is not a very social dog. She's loyal to us and only us and the ball. So Indy's the opposite. Like, she wants all the other people and all the other dogs. She's a very social critter, which sometimes can be a bad thing because she has no self-control. She will jump up on people, she will annoy other dogs, and we're trying to teach her not to do that and like learn when enough is enough. But she's like the complete opposite of Ruby. So we just let them kind of chase each other around and get their exercise. So that was nice for obviously them and us. I also want to get some deep conditioner for my hair, or like leave-in spray conditioner, because it always makes my hair so soft. My sister has a nice one from Amika. I believe you can get that at Sally's or Cosmoprof, but I can't shop at Cosmoprof because I'm not licensed. And also maybe some heat protectant spray, because obviously since I haven't colored my hair in a while, like this is my natural color and it's shorter, so it feels very healthy and I want to keep it that way. Obviously because all the dead ends are gone, so that plays a part, but I want to keep it healthy because I do put heat on my hair a lot. I've been ranting and raving for 28 minutes and 5 seconds, so I apologize. Nobody wants to hear my annoying ass. I also might have my sister put some red and green tinsel in my hair for Christmas. Obviously, probably not because she's in pain and probably not up to it. Right now, I have blue and pink, so maybe I'll just rock with the blue and pink. But I've always wondered, like, how do they get the beads that are literally clamped in your hair out of your hair? I don't understand it. But yeah, I'm probably going to watch some YouTube. I'm probably going to watch Amy Lee. She and Kian and JC are my comfort YouTubers. So I'm probably going to watch one of the two channels and just relax until I'm actually ready to like be out of bed for the day. I always get so cold in the morning, so I like to sit in bed for a while until I warm up. Obviously the big windows let in a lot of cold air, so sometimes we crack the window at night if it's warm in here. Like, for example, last night we opened the balcony door for a bit because we used the oven, so it got very hot in here. But yeah, like I was saying, it's freezing in the morning, so I'm gonna warm up and relax for a while, wait for the inspection people to get here, and hopefully it happens earlier rather than later because I don't want to wait all day. So, but I would prefer it to happen when Beebs is home, so I'm kind of hoping that they come later. But I don't really feel comfortable with two men in the apartment with just me here. Obviously, they're completely 100% professional, but I'm just a paranoid. I'm just a girl. So, yeah, 30 minutes of me being a lunatic. I hope you guys enjoyed Vlogmas Day 16. And like I always say, don't forget to always express what you're thankful for. Drink your water, take your meds, and if your posture's bad, fix it. And until next time, I will see you guys soon. Bye. Mwah.